Welcome today. Let's talk about Obasanjo's letter to Buhari. How did they write the letter? Did they write the letter out of jealousy, or he wrote the letter because he's trying to usurp authority? Is the consign really genuine? We'll be looking at all these and many issues today. So first we'll talk about the letter, in the message itself. We'll talk about the messenger. We'll talk about what Nigerians are saying, and then we'll talk about what is your view, what is your honest view. The first part, he talks about the incompetence in the government, and he talks about the lies of poor performance. He gave a scenario in a parable. He said, in the Yoruba adage, that if there is lice in your pocket, there is the tendency that blood must fill what? Your hands. He talks about the lies of poverty. He talks about the lies of insecurity, the lies of poor economic management, the lies of nepotism in the government. There is the lies of gross dereliction of duty. He talks about the condonation of misdeed, if not the outright encouragement of it. He talks about there is lack of progress and there's lack of hope for the future. He talks about the issues of lack of national cohesion, and Nigeria is more divided now than ever before. He talks about the issue of poor management of internal dynamics and widening inequality, that Buhari does not know what is going on in the country. Every time he does not know what is going on in the country, you see the issue of the Fulani herdsmen killing people all about. Are these Obasanjo issues? No. That's what we're looking at the message now. Is the government more nepotic now than ever before? Yeah. And Nigerians more divided than ever before? Yeah. Does Buhari understand what is going on in the internal dynamics? No, he does not understand. He does not even read. There is the blaming of the past administration for its failures. Can you be trading the blame game? And he said something, if things were good, Buhari would not need to have come. But we voted him not to talk about 16 years and things that have passed. Let it pass, what? Be the past. Nigerians made the mistake of actually bringing the leaders. He talks about the critical issue of that the president is actually old first and that he deserves rest. While dealing with the message now, we'll talk about the messenger itself. That he deserves rest and that he should go down in history as one of the president and should go and enjoy his retirement and go back to Daura and continue with his 150 cows. And that the question is, does Buhari need rest? It's left for you. And then on the issue of APC and PDP, now this letter I'm actually reading is the letter that came from 2018. He wrote that 2018. He also wrote the same thing, almost the same thing in 2019. It says his conviction is that APC and PDP are actually wobbling and that they are like 6 and half a dozen. What is the difference between 6 and half a dozen? There is no difference. There are two evils, and he actually said something that he actually supported Buhari because there was no other option but to support Buhari because PDP was failing. And he said something that wherever he goes, he gets the anguish of people who are actually complaining and saying that things are not actually okay. If you go on the streets, you're in Nigeria, you see what is happening. There is no time ever before where there has been hunger greater as today. There is no time in Nigeria where there has been nepotism, where the country has been more divided, more insecure, more people are committing suicide at a palpable rate than today. So, view these issues from the outside. There is no time, he said, for trading blames and embarking on futile arguments, and neither should we accept untenable excuses for net performance. There's no time for trading blames. Nigeria is a company, and if President Buhari is the person you have appointed to head the company, after 4 years, he should not be coming year after year to tell you that this is why we are not getting results. Those excuses are untenable. The question is, if everything you are giving, okay, what do you need? The question is, you're not getting results. Why are you not getting results? What do you need to get results? And it's not every time coming and saying there is no, this is what we can get. And he talks about something about that and which Nigerians should actually know. It talks about the folly of what? Self-deceit and self-defeat. It talks about the folly of Nigerians keep repeating the same thing and the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. It talks about the concerns that youth should be given a place in governance, that the leaders should not actually silence the youth, but rather the leaders should give the youth the opportunity to learn and to work in a cohesive manner with them. The idea of saying that the leaders are the youth of tomorrow, it says that the tomorrow don't come. There is something like tomorrow. And it says something that God has actually endowed this country with a lot of resources, human resources, capital resources, mineral resources, and all that. But our non-performance cannot be blamed on God. But what? On leadership. Now let's talk about the 2019 letter. What has actually changed the letter? Nothing changed much. He only included the concerns for the elections, saying that Nigerians must not allow to derail off the democratic path, and that nobody should have an ambition that is greater than the people of Nigeria. And he also talked about that the concerns, because there was someone who actually said, it's not from a reliable source, so don't quote me on this. He said something that if APC should lose the election, the APC will not hand over to PDP. Rather, motions has been put in place to hand over to the military. So there is a reverting of the military. Now you see 1959, 20 years after 1979, 20 years after 1999, and then 20 years after now is 2019. Let's see what plays out. And it says, it is no use at this juncture to keep lamenting about the failure, incompetence, divisiveness, nepotism, encouragement, and condemnation of corruption by Buhari's administration, as there is neither redeeming feature nor personality to salvage the institution within the hierarchy. You cannot give what you don't have. So this is not accusations. The thing is, are the evidence, are they not speaking? If the letter that Obasanjo wrote to Buhari, if someone from Europe, if someone from Pluto, if someone from Mars, if someone from another planet comes and look at the letter, who does not know what is PDP, who does not know what is APC, who does not know any of these things, and Josh, what would be his view? That is what you should look at. And then he also quoted Bode George, who released a statement about the vice president who is being alleged of actually going about sharing 10,000 naira to people in the name of what? Trade and money. And he actually accused him that that is the degradation of public office. And that's another accusation he pointed to him was, where did the money come from? Was the money actually budgeted for in the appropriation bill? And Amnesty International actually published a report saying that they are linking your PVC to what? The trader money. And these are not just allegations, but these are things that people should actually look into. And then in it talks about the elections, the possibility that the election could be rigged. He said that the card readers must be used. The card readers should be used to highlight the people who can vote and who cannot vote, and that people should be aware of who are eligible to vote, the number of people that are eligible to vote in a polling unit, and that people should know who came to vote and those who did not vote before the results are actually submitted and collated. So that if in a polling unit 50 people are eligible to vote, you don't come and then you bring the papers for 45, and then 45 votes, then you say 50 voted. I talked about the issue of Amina Zakari. The president said that they are related by intermarriage, and listen to the BBC interview of the lady. So you saw that she lied. And it talks about something that he's ready to actually go before a public probe. If the government is saying that, hey, I am corrupt, and this, he's ready to go after the public probe. And this is 2003, sorry for the mistake, this is 2003 statement of Bola Tinubu concerning Buhari. Muhammadu Buhari is an agent of destabilization, ethnic bigot, a religious fanatic who, if given the chance, will ensure the disintegration of the country. His ethnocentrism would jeopardize Nigerians' unity. Our leaders, just like Obasanjo, we will talk about later, they speak truth when the person is not with them, and then tomorrow, when they are in the same party, they speak their praise. Let's talk about the messenger. What is his past? His past, many people have actually accused him of being an election ringer. Tinubu said that. Many people have actually said that he has impunity. There were times we heard that judges, people from the central banks, people from the Senate were being impeached. There was the appointment and the removal of people. Obasanjo was just doing whatever he likes. That is his past. And what did he say? He said he's ready if they want to probe him. Now watch the video. So you saw where the president was actually questioning Obasanjo on the $16 billion on power. Where is the power? In the past, what did he say? Now, what did they say about Atiku? His present. Are you sure this old man is really concerned for Nigeria? Are you not sure he's among the people who have ruined this country? We are dealing with the messenger now. And then what is his future? Nigeria we are living. The 2019 letter, that is what we're talking. It talks about the issues that Buhari is not actually sound. It talks about the issue that the days of Abacha are now here. There is impunity, there is doing whatever they like, there is appointment and sack of whoever, and then we'll end here. So let me know your honest view of Obasanjo's letter.